Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I feel like those words coming out of my mouth have been a really long time coming. I have dreamed about doing YouTube for the longest time and I've decided I'm going to turn that dream into a reality and I would love you to come along with me for the journey. I want my YouTube channel to be comforting, light-hearted, fun, but also an opportunity for a lot of my followers on other social media platforms to get to know me a little bit better because it is long form content. So I've got time to sit and waffle. I'm a waffler, I'm so excited. Now I am a lifestyle content creator, so my YouTube channel is going to be weekly vlogs, daily vlogs, events, days out, hauls. But I thought in order for you to get invested in me, you're probably going to want to know a little bit more about me if you've never seen me before. So I've decided to start my YouTube channel with a get to know me video, but I didn't want it to be boring. I didn't want it to be me just sat here reeling off facts about myself. So I did a Q&A on my Instagram and I also did one on my TikTok so my followers could ask me some questions that they would love to know about me and hopefully they can follow me on here and boost my subscribers a little bit. I thought a great opportunity for you to be introduced to me as well if you've never seen me before is with my favourite thing in the world, an ice cold can of Diet Coke. My favourite man in the world, this is my Teddy. He's called Fred or Teddy or Fred Gorgeous. And also one of my favourite things in the world is me sat being comfortable. I almost put jeans on to film this video and I thought, what the hell are you doing, Chris? This channel is about comfort and I need to be comfortable. So this is a gorgeous Boohoo Man tracksuit that I've had for years. Sorry, I'm gasping. But everything around me now makes me feel safe and it makes me feel comfortable. And that's exactly how I want you to feel when you're watching my channel. A lot of people tell me that I am a comfort creator and that honestly is the biggest compliment that someone could give me because life is a bit crap sometimes. Life is a bit dull sometimes. And if I can post a video and put a smile on someone's face, then my work here is done. Now I am obviously going to have to do a bit of an introduction about myself. I can't just start reeling off questions that people have asked me. So my name is Chris, I'm 31 years old. I live in Newcastle, I've lived here for 7.5 years and I'm a content creator and I also work part-time. I work in retail. So I do 2 days a week in retail and pretty much 5 days a week doing content. And I feel so blessed that I am currently on this journey. What a journey it has been. You will find out more about that in this video, I am sure. Let's get on with the questions. So I literally went through all the questions today and then I've put them into like categories because I thought it's all going to be a bit random otherwise. So we've got all the questions here. Sorry, I also live on Newcastle's version of the M25. It's a very noisy road. Okay, so the first question, which I actually think is a really good question to get us started, is how did you start social media and how did you get to where you are today? And I basically started social media coming up to 3 years ago. I decided age 27 to go backpacking around Australia, New Zealand, Southeast Asia, and I really wanted to document my travels because it was when TikTok was really starting to be big with like travel vlogs. You were seeing loads of creators go away and literally vlog every day whilst they were away. And I thought how amazing for me to be able to look back on that in 10, 20 years to come and also show like the younger generation in my family if they were interested or they wanted to go traveling, or I just thought it'd be really cool to show that side of my life to them when they were a little bit older. So a couple of months before I actually flew to Australia, I started filming my everyday life. So I would literally be like going to work, going to the shops, days out, just daily vlogging basically. But it was a really good way for me to get in the habit of vlogging because otherwise you'd forget. And I didn't want to just get to Australia, have no experience doing it and then forget and not do it. So that's exactly what I did. And I think I had about 1,000 followers before I flew to Australia. I posted my Fly With Me to Australia video and all of a sudden I just started seeing follower after follower after follower. It was crazy. I think I like went up 4,000 followers in 2 or 3 days, which for a very small creator who had no following was amazing. Whilst I was travelling, I built up a really nice community, but to be honest with you, most of my followers were in Australia and New Zealand because that's where I was, or they were other backpackers. So I think when I got back to the UK after the 5 months, I had about 8,000 followers maybe. And I expected my views to be exactly the same as they were whilst I was away. I was expecting to get back, go to Sainsbury's, film me, doing my shopping, and then literally have 20, 30, 40,000 views on a video. How wrong was I? I literally got back and the algorithm had obviously shifted because I was now in the UK and I was getting about 800 views to 2,000 views a video and I was like, right. So really, although I had 8,000 followers, it just goes to show you that followers are not everything in social media. It's about engagement, it's about community. A lot of my followers are still from that era of my social media life, but I basically got back in May or June 2023 and I had to start from scratch. And I wanted to start from scratch because I fell in love with social media and content creation. And I was like, I think I could be onto something here. I've obviously got what it takes to build a following. I just need to work on it. So for the next 18 months to 2 years, I vlogged most days, dish up dinners, daily vlogs, travel vlogs, to probably 1,000 to 2,000 views a video, which I look back, well, to think about it now, I would find it quite soul destroying to put all that effort in to just get that amount of reaction from it. But at the same time, I loved what I was doing, and it was just like a hobby, really. End goal was always in sight, to grow on social media. Fast forward to November 2024, I left my job in a call centre and I got a job at my previous workplace where I'd worked at before, Newcastle, and I was a beauty personal shopper. And at the time, they were really happy for me to vlog whilst I was at work. So that's exactly what I did. And it really saw, again, my followers grow. I think I might have been on like 20,000 followers when I started there, and then it went up and up and up. And then I decided to post a video one evening called Spend the Evening With Me as a Single Gay Man Who Lives Alone in His 30s. I posted that video. I nearly didn't post it as well because I had a nightmare editing it. And I posted it and it got to like 200,000 views, and I was like, oh my goodness. And then I posted a similar video the next day, and it grew and it grew and it grew from there. And I think I just managed to hit multiple niches in one: single gay man who lives alone in his 30s. And I think maybe people hadn't seen someone do that on TikTok before. I'm not sure. Maybe they did, but I hadn't personally seen it. And all of a sudden my followers grew and grew and grew even more, which was absolutely amazing. And then a management company got in contact with me. They'd seen my content, and it's Connect Management, and they were starting something called the Connect Academy, which is for micro creators. And they said, we'd love to sign you and we'd love to get you working with brands. This is a very condensed version of it all. And I said yes. And since then, again, my followers have grown, and I'm now what you'd probably call an influencer. People don't like that term, but it is what it is at the end of the day. You are trying to influence people to buy products. And I'm also a content creator. So I have sort of two sides to it. I do my content creation side, which is just me vlogging daily life. And then I have my influencer side, which is where I film for brands and film adverts. I absolutely love it. I love the creativity that comes with it. I love the whole process of creating a concept for a brand, working with a brief, sending it to them. Sometimes the editing stage when you have to re-edit and reshoot it isn't ideal, but it's honestly one of the most amazing jobs in the world, and I feel so blessed that I get to do this as a job. Literally one of the best, or probably the best things to come out of social media for me though, is the community that I have built. I honestly pinch myself every day that I go onto my phone in the morning and I just see comment after comment from people that I've never met before, but who literally have my back, and they've become almost like friends. Like these people like Cheryl, Diane, Kaz, like just to name a few, who I do not know. Like they are strangers to me because I've never met them, and some of them I don't even know what they look like, but they're there rooting for you every step of the way. And pretty much everything I do on social media is for my community, because if it wasn't for them, then I wouldn't be sat here doing this video. I wouldn't be an influencer, and they wouldn't have given me the ability to have my dream job. So my biggest tip for anyone who wants to grow on social media is to put everything you can into building a community. I find it so frustrating sometimes on social media when I find a creator and I can see they are like looking to grow and they're looking to be a vlogger or an influencer or a content creator, and I comment on their video and I'm like, oh my God, I love this, or this is amazing. And they don't reply. And I look at their other comments and I haven't replied to any of them. Being completely honest with you, you're never gonna grow if you never interact with people, because that's what social media is all about. It's all about interaction. So yes, I genuinely feel I have the best community in the world though, and I'm hoping to build the best community in the world on YouTube. Second question, would I go travelling again? In short, no. I feel my backpacking days are well and truly behind me. Never say never. My roots are firmly placed in the northeast of England. I absolutely love it here. I feel like now with work commitments, my content is very much home lifestyle. So for work reasons, just to leave and go backpacking for a few months probably wouldn't be the best decision in the world. I still absolutely love to travel, and if anyone's watched me before, you will know I love my holidays. So plenty holidays, but the days of backpacks and hostels I think are firmly behind me. I'm 31 now, getting on a bit. Worst backpacking story, hands down, was being mugged in Cambodia. I stupidly went out in probably not, well, definitely not a very safe part of Cambodia, and I had quite a lot to drink, and I was going back to my hostel, and all of a sudden my bum bag was sliced with a knife, I think, from like behind, and they ran off. Inside was my phone, my wallet, sunglasses, AirPods. antibiotics, so I wasn't very well at the time, debit card, ID. Luckily not my passport though, and I did have a spare debit card. If it wasn't for those two things, I don't know what I would have done. And moral of the story is, don't walk the streets of Phnom Penh in Cambodia on your own, drunk. Favourite country visited whilst travelling? I would probably say, it's a hard one, Thailand or Bali. I had an amazing time in Thailand because my best friends Robbie and Mark joined me for 2 weeks. I love the people, I love the price of everything. I know it has gone up a little bit now, but coming from Australia to Thailand, oh my God, it was like heaven. And then also Bali, amazing experiences, people, food. Yeah, Thailand or Bali, adore both those countries. Okay, we're leaving travelling behind and we're moving into how did you end up in Newcastle? So I've lived in Newcastle upon Tyne for the last 7.5 years and I absolutely love it. I call this city home now. I think it is the best city in the world. Ant and Dec, Cheryl Cole, Greggs, Sting, Dire Straits, they're just a few of the amazing things to come out of Newcastle. The reason I actually moved up here is because I have quite a lot of family in Newcastle. My mum was born in Wallsend, but she moved down south with her family when she was very young. But we've always kept in contact with our Geordie family. And when I was about 20 or 21, me and my best friend Robbie started to come up for trips to Newcastle on our own. We'd go on nights out, we'd go to Pride, we'd go to Shindig. If you know, you know. And we just loved it so much. And we were living in a small town in Bedfordshire. And we thought, do you know what? Life's too short to live in a small town in Bedfordshire. Let's move to Newcastle. We already had friends and family up here. And on a hungover drive back down south once, we decided to make the move. So fast forward 5 or 6 months, we were both living in the Toon. And that's where we've firmly lived ever since. Robbie is now got his own house up here. He's got an amazing career. He's now married to his husband, Mark, who is from Newcastle. So yeah, our roots are now firmly placed in Newcastle, and I couldn't think of living anywhere better. Next question, career journey so far. Oh my goodness, where do we begin? So I started my career journey working as a salon assistant in a hair salon. I then decided to actually do hairdressing, so I did my MVQ at level 2. I then worked as a stylist in said hair salon. My parents then decided to buy said hair salon that I lived in, long story, that I worked in, long story, and I ended up managing that salon for 2 years. I then decided to move to Newcastle, where I worked as a blow-dry bar manager for the Aveda blow-dry bar in Phoenix, which is a very nice department store in the northeast. I worked there for 5 years. I then decided to go travelling for 6 months, and then I came back skint and overweight, and I got a job working as a payment support advisor, which is like a debt collector effectively, for EE in the call centre in North Tyneside. And I class that job as national service. I think everyone should work in a call centre at some point in their life. I actually had a really positive experience there, and I earned really good money there, and I met some amazing people, and I learned loads about the Great British Public, and I learned loads about myself, and I wouldn't change that experience for the world. So I did 18 months working in a call centre. From there, I decided to go back to Phoenix, where I worked on the blow dry bar, but this was working for Phoenix in the beauty department, and it was as a beauty personal shopper. If anyone's watched my TikToks or my Instagram reels, you'll know that that job didn't really go to plan. It was a great idea to launch the role, however, they didn't really have the strategy to go with it. So I sort of went in blind and didn't really have much of a job to do. Again, that could be a whole other video. June this year, I was called into the office at Phoenix and I was told that my job was redundant. I wasn't made redundant because I hadn't been there long enough, but the job was basically gone. And I left with immediate effect that afternoon. I decided to have the summer off, so that was this summer 2025. And then I was approached about a job in Newcastle 2 days a week in retail, luxury retail. And I decided to take it because that job pays my mortgage. So it means I can focus on social media but not have the stress of also thinking how am I going to pay my mortgage this month. So it's a really, really lovely balance. I've decided not to talk about my job on social media, mainly because I got my fingers burnt a little bit at Phoenix with posting at work, and it's nice to have a bit of a balance when it comes to social media and work. So now I work 2 days a week in my retail job and I do 5 days a week doing content, and I honestly feel like it is the most perfect balance. Okay, so the majority of the questions when I did my Q&A were romance related, coming out stories, dating, relationships, etc. And I feel like we could probably talk on this subject for about 5 hours. So I've actually decided I'm going to do a full separate video on my coming out story, my previous relationships, why am I single, how long have I been single, because there's so many questions just within that one topic. So coming very shortly, there will be a romance video, shall we say. I did think there was a really good question here, and it's what are your 3 biggest icks? And it took me ages to think, because I thought of one ages ago and then I completely forgot about it, excuse me. But now I remember what my biggest ick is, and it's completely random. And you know those hoodies that people wear, like them pyjama, fleecy, hoodie things? The thought of a grown man wearing an hoodie, like if I was dating someone and he came downstairs wearing that, I think I would just walk out the front door. Also, I have an irrational fear, because Robbie's told me about this and it's now seeped into my brain, of someone wearing the hoodie and doing the washing up and it like hanging into the dishwater and it all going crusty on the sleeve. I'd be ill. Second ick, and again, it's really, really niche. And it's predominantly based around like straight men, because I do quite like a sort of straighter man. And it's like, imagine a group of guys, like say in their like late 20s, early 30s, planning a holiday. Can you imagine them like ringing each other, being like, oh yeah, like, I've seen this hotel and I'm like, I think it looks really good and you can be in that room, I'll be on the sofa. I don't know what it is. It's something about men organising things. Even a man ringing to like book a table at a restaurant, I can't get over it. It just gives me the ick and I don't know why. Imagine there's a group of lads going to Ibiza and one of them being like, oh, I'll be lead passenger, and he gets the folder out of his bag and it's got all the travel documents in it. Because it could be a gay guy and it wouldn't give me the ick, and it could be a woman and it wouldn't give me the ick, but if a straight man did that, I'd be like, oh my god. My third biggest ick is quite a general one, arrogance. I don't know why, if it's coming from, this sounds bad, I need to be careful what I say here, but working as a hairdresser for a lot of years, I came into contact with a lot of gay male hairdressers. And this is not stereotyping, this is not all of them, but I came into contact with a lot of arrogant gay male hairdressers. And you know, I dated someone once and he'd be like, oh, how long does it take you to do a full head of fuzz? It takes me half an hour. And just that like arrogance that they know best and that their word is gospel and I'm the best in this. And it's basically just arrogance. That is probably my biggest ick out of all of them, apart from the hoodies and a man booking a holiday. Celebrity crush. This is a really recent one, actually. It's my latest celebrity crush because I've fallen in love with Dan Reynolds, the Imagine Dragons lead singer. I've been watching loads of videos on TikTok of him singing, and it's when he bops about on stage with no top on and just a pair of shorts, and I'm like, wow, I need you in my life. If you could go on a reality show, what would it be? I have a really funny relationship with reality TV, mainly because I spent my 20s desperate to be on reality TV. And if, in answer to that question, Big Brother. Out of all of them, it would have to be Big Brother. However, I've come to a realisation in my 30s that I don't think reality TV is for me. I think the reason I love social media is because I choose what I put out about myself and I edit my own videos. And the thought of going on reality TV and being misconstrued, I know that like the whole like don't blame the edit thing and you say what you say and you say it with chest, but at the same time, whenever I've applied for reality TV shows, it's basically they just want to get the worst out of you. It's like, what's your most controversial opinion? What do you hate about someone? What's this? What's that? And I just hate that. I'm all about positivity, guys, not negativity. And I feel like reality TV can be very, very negative. So I don't think I'd go on it anymore. But if I did, it would be the OG. It would be Big Brother. Oh, I love this one. Favourite vegetable. Easy. Hands down, if you know me, you'll know my favourite vegetable is peas. I just love them. Frozen peas. I'll eat them frozen, I'll eat them in pasta, I'll eat them on a dinner. I just love peas. Peas, peas, peas. This question came up so often. Death row meal, starter, main, dessert. Okay, so favourite starter is always some form of like chicken wing. Chicken wings with a blue cheese sauce or a ranch dip. I just absolutely love chicken wings. Frank's Red Hot chicken wings, the best. Favourite main meal, or my death row main meal, it would be my mum and dad's Christmas dinner. If you've watched any of my like TikToks or Reels, you will know that my parents are honestly amazing cooks and hosts, and Christmas dinner in the Tompkins household is just the best. So it would be my mum and dad's Christmas dinner. Favourite dessert, sticky toffee pudding. I feel like that's quite a general basic one, but is there anything better than a sticky toffee pudding with vanilla ice cream? No. Favourite fragrance. I've got it here for you guys. This is my current favourite fragrance. It is Penhaligon's Halfetti Leather. I'm actually going to spray some on me now. Oh my goodness. If you like Penhaligon's or Halfetti, try the leather. It just adds a hell of a lot more depth to it. And also look at that for a beautiful bottle. It's not the cheapest of fragrances. And one thing I will say, touching on fragrance, because I used to work in beauty and I was very fortunate. I did get given quite a lot of fragrances. But I recently worked with a brand called Dossier, and they are a inspired by a fragrance brand, shall we say. And honestly, I am wowed by their fragrances. And I think fragrance should be accessible for everyone. If I'm completely honest with you, do I have the money now to go and buy a bottle of Halfeti leather? No. But do I have the money to spend £25 on a lovely fragrance which smells very similar, potentially, to Halfeti leather? Yes. So it's Dossier, and I really, really recommend them. They've got Le Labo, Tom Ford, Maison Francis Coeur de Jean, amazing, amazing brand. So definitely have a look at them if you want a nice fragrance but you don't want to spend a fortune. What is your party trick? I never know what to say here, but I think it's this, which I've done since I was a child. And it's my belly dance. I have no other party trick apart from that. Did I just do that on the internet? I loved this question, plans for autumn. This is now the beginning of cozy season. We are currently on the 7th of September. My plans for autumn are to work my little booty off. I'm at a pretty important stage of my life right now where financially I've got money in the bank, but I also really need to make this social media content creation malarkey work. So I need to put my all into it. And I've basically said to myself, I'm gonna give it to Christmas and see where I'm at. It might be by Christmas I need to get a full-time job again, which I really don't want to do because I want to put everything into this. But I also have to remember that I'm 31, I'm single, and I live on my own. I have a mortgage. So I have to think sensibly as well. So my plans for autumn is putting everything into my social media. I really, really want to appreciate all the things that come. I'm not going to say spooky season because I'm not really a lover of Halloween, but things like fireworks night. Is it bonfire night or fireworks night? The 5th of November. Christmas. I really want to make my house a home when it comes to Christmas this year because I've actually got family visiting me. I can just see a beautiful Christmas tree in that bay window because I don't actually own a Christmas tree. So I just want to make the most of all the holidays that come with this time of year. And I also just want to work really, really hard at content creating and social media. The last question for my Q&A today, I hope you've enjoyed, is life goals. And I would say my biggest life goal in life is to make my mum and dad proud of me. My mum and dad are two of my favourite people in the world. They have made sacrifices for me and my brother over the years. They have done absolutely everything to give me and my brother every opportunity and the most amazing life. Like, my childhood was magic. My 20s were magic, and all of it was down to them, if I'm completely honest with you. So to make them proud of me and also to repay them some of the experiences that they have given me, because like I said, I've just had the most blessed life so far. And another life goal of mine is to carve out a really, really good career in social media. I would love to be at a point where I'm working with brands regularly. I'd love to be at a point where I feel like I've got financial freedom. Creating content is my biggest passion in life, and I feel so lucky that I've actually found a job that I love, because I know so many people struggle to find that. And I didn't know what I wanted to do for 13 years, and all of a sudden I've sort of fallen into this, and I feel so blessed. So I just want to give it my best shot. I want to give absolutely everything to it, and hopefully I will. Thank you so much for watching my Q&A with me, Teddy, my tracksuit and my Diet Coke. I hope you feel like you've got to know me a little bit better from this video. God knows how long it's going to be. I'm actually going to sit and edit it straight away. The next video you'll be seeing is my weekly vlog. I've had the most amazing week this week. It has been very full on. I'm actually so glad to be having a day in the house, just resting and relaxing. If you can hit the subscribe button, I would love you for eternity. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah. Love you all.